Steady rains throughout the night and day here in Pittsburgh, and it's wet at PNC Park as we get you set for this Labor Day matinee between the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Earlier, Brad Mills, the skipper of the Astros, and Pirates manager Clint Hurdle meeting with the crew chief, and they took a walk around the outfield to see how the field would play due to all of the moisture it has taken over the last 24 hours or so. So they're still wondering whether or not this game would start on time. James McDonald expecting to start. He's done well here at home and hoping to have a good home start, but the start of this one will be delayed. The grounds crew making a decision on what to do due to the weather that is expected to hang around this area. Just not a heavy rain, but heavy enough where it's creating some problems. Hi again, everybody. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Happy Labor Day. Good to be home. And the Pirates hoping to start this homestand in good fashion. The way the road went for Alex Presley, however, has been fantastic. He's in the leadoff spot again. Clint Hurdle calling him a catalyst at the top of the order.
He definitely is, settling in nicely on this team and really doing a great job. He is our PNC Achievement Player for the Achiever in You. Look at the numbers. Just an outstanding, really, first year in the major league, showing everybody exactly what he's going to mean to this club going into next season. He definitely can do it.
Alex Presley, our PNC achievement for the Achiever in You. This year, the Pirates started out this series against the Houston Astros in great fashion, taking 7 of the first 8. But lately, the Astros have had the advantage.
Especially in their ballpark. It was kind of a mess down there on this last road trip, but we got them here at PNC now, and I think it's going to turn around. Astros have really scuffled this year. I'm looking for us to at least take 2 out of 3 in this series.
Take a look at the starters in this one. First for the Pirates, James McDonald. Over his last 2 losses, 0 runs of support. The Bucks bats need to get going behind J-Mac.
Hey, but he is really throwing well right now. And then one of the reasons I feel so good about this game, hopefully once we get it underway, I think James McDonald is going to be in a groove to the end of the season. I love the way he's finishing.
McDonald will face Henry Sosa today, the rookie making back-to-back starts against the Pirates. He was acquired from the Giants in the trade for Jeff Keppinger.
He's a hard thrower, but what we need to do, we need to get him put in play. Need to cut down on the strikeouts. That was a big problem down in Houston.
Well, the start of this one expected to be delayed. We'll go down to the field right now with our Dan Potash and check it out. Dan?
Aren't you guys going to come down and join me?
No.
Please? No? Well, I can tell you this. About 15 minutes ago during our pregame show, I noticed that the grounds crew actually pulled up the turf, and I started to think that maybe there was a break in the rain and that we were going to get this one underway shortly, but then I realized they were only draining the water off the tarp that had accumulated over the last couple of hours, so they rolled it back out. The problem is that they're having conflicting forecasts. One is saying that the rain's going to break shortly, the other one is not, so I think they're just going to wait it out to see which one will happen first. But for now, as you can see, in a holding pattern. So I'll wait for you guys down here and let me know when you want to play.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. If this game were not to be played today, both teams happen to have Thursday off as the Astros are heading to D.C. for a weekend series, but Thursday is an off day. The Pirates also have a scheduled off day on Thursday, but they'll try to get this one in, and we'll wait it out together. Give you an update when we come back to PNC Park. We do want the rain to go away on this Labor Day holiday. Stand by. More to come from PNC Park on Root Sports. what's coming up. Pirates will play Houston today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Again, Thursday off, and the Astros also with Thursday off. Florida Marlins expected to come in on the weekend, as well as the St. Louis Cardinals a week from today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before the Pirates head out on the road. Last long road trip of the season, and a quick 3-game homestand to wrap things up here at PNC Park, finishing on the road at Milwaukee. So while we wait out the raindrops, let's take you to Inside Pirates Baseball. Pirates and Astros in a rain delay. We'll check in with updates throughout. Inside Pirates Baseball is next.
Sports is sponsored by Barrel Automotive, Barrel.com, definitely worth the click, and by PNC, for the achiever in you. Let's go, Bucks!
Thanks for catching Pirates baseball with us today on this Labor Day Monday. A little bit of action outside PNC Park in the Allegheny River. Good day to fish. Overcast, a little cool. Nice series. You guys fired up in the dugout. James McDonald, one of them. We get set to show you the first pitch of this one. Season series between these two teams started out one way. It's another way now. The Pirates still 9-6 against them. It started out 7-1 over the first 8 games.
Yeah, it got turned around on us in the last road trip where they really came out and did a super job, especially their pitching. Well, we're back in PNC Park right now, and J-Mac is going to turn it around on the Astros this afternoon.
26-year-old out of Long Beach, making his 28th start of the season. He's won 5 of his last 8 decisions, but in his last 2 losses has received 0 runs of support. Pirates had a problem scoring runs in Houston last time out. They're going to try to cure that issue today.
The opposition batting average is .218 against J-Mac of late, so he's going to do well this afternoon.
Let's take a look at Bob's tips to win today. What's it going to take to get it done?
Well, we're going to have to work the day shift. Another day baseball game. We've really had a lot of those in a row, but James McDonald this year, ERA in the 3s during the day. So again, I got a lot going on him, a lot riding on him. No strike clause. We struck out 33, 34 times in Houston. No strikeouts today. Let's get the ball put in play. And, you know, we need to be the blue-collar guy. We got to get the runners over, got to get them in, we got to get our bunts down, got to hit our cutoff players, our cutoff men. That's what Pirate baseball is all about, is playing good, solid fundamentals. That's what we need to do. It'll be very, very important today with the sloppy conditions to stay focused and make sure you play defense in the proper way. Make sure you cover the bases. You hit the cutoff guys, you field the bunch, you get it out on every sacrifice. Those are important factors in today's game.
And nice on the Labor Day theme, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, talking about the strikeouts, 16 strikeouts in game 1 against Houston, 11 in game 2, 6 in game 3, 33 overall. Now, J-Mac will face Jordan Schaefer to lead off. Jose Altuve, the 21-year-old second baseman. J.D. Martinez hasn't driven in a run yet in September. Carlos Lee, Ryan Bogasevic, Jimmy Paredes, Angel Hernandez, Humberto Quintero, and Henry Sosa, the pitcher, batting 9th against J-Mac. McDonald, 8-7, 4.11 earned run average.
The ERA keeps coming down, and now he's got it at shouting distance of 3, and I think that's probably a goal for him here in September. Get the ERA under 3 and perhaps get to double figure in wins. Could pick up number 9 today.
Well, McDonald will face Schaefer. Schaefer, former Atlanta Brave. He is now with the Astros after the Astros dealt Michael Bourne to Atlanta. And Schaefer now manning center field. He does run well, not quite as well as Bourne, but then most don't. First pitch fouled away, and we are underway.
He's a good defensive player for sure out in center field. I think you know, the question is he going to hit enough? 253 batting average right now with 241 at bats is all right, but the on base percentage for a leadoff hitter, a 320, needs to pop that up a little bit if he can.
56-minute rain delay, and we are underway on this 5th day of September. 0-2 pitch coming to Schaefer. Ground ball to short. Ronnie Cedeno throws him out. One gone for the Astros. Behind James McDonald in the field today. The outfield left to right. Presley, McCutchen, and Tabata. Josh Harrison's been playing a very good third base. Ronnie Cedeno back at short, just made the play. Neil Walker, Derek Lee on the right side of the infield. Ryan Domit completes the battery with James McDonald.
How comfortable is Josh looked on defense since his return.
Altuve skies this one toward right field, playable for Tabata and foul ground, quickly 2 away.
Tabata easily covering that ground. Not much ground to cover out in right field here. Big difference for Tabata now that he's moved over to that side of the field.
J.D. Martinez, the month of August, was spectacular in terms of driving in runs. He had 28 runs batted in, one off the National League rookie record set by Todd Helton and David Justice. They've shared it with 29. Helton in 1998, Justice in 1990. J.D. Martinez, although he had 28 in August, hasn't driven one in yet in September. Falls behind, 0-2. He was second in runs batted in overall in the National League in August, behind the Rockies' Carlos Gonzalez, who drove in 30. Prince Fielder of the Brewers was behind him. He drove in 26. 1-ball, 2-strike pitch from McDonald. We'll get another one. Well, thanks for bearing with us. A 56-minute rain delay. Finally getting underway. The official game time start at 2:31 this afternoon. Struck him out. Nice start for James McDonald as he picks up his 127th strikeout of the season. He leads the Pirates staff in that category. Bucks coming to the plate when we come back. And he struck out J.D. Martinez to end his first inning of work. And now Pirates will face rookie right-hander Henry Sosa. Alex Presley coming to the plate first, then Tabata to follow. It had been the other way around in the order, where Tabata was leading off and Presley second. But Clint Hurdle telling us earlier today, and as you saw a few minutes ago, saying that he is red hot right now, and that's why he is leading off. Strike one to Presley on the foul bunt. The Toyota starting lineup for the Pirates. Presley and then Tabata hitting in the 2 spot. McCutchen, Lee, and Walker. Ryan Doumit doing the catching. Josh Harrison followed by Ronnie Cedeno hitting 8th and James McDonald batting 9th. 0-1 to Alex Presley. And Sosa deals low, 1-1. Back-to-back starts for Sosa against the Pirates. His last start, the 30th of August. An 8-2 Houston win. Ground ball to second. Altuve throws out Presley. One gone.
He showed us a pretty good fastball in that last start. There were quite a few 94s, a couple of 95s, if I remember correctly. We were in that little funk as far as the strikeouts. He took advantage of that. Got 7 of them.
Allowed just 1 earned run, walked 1, went 6 innings, allowed 2 hits. Strike 1 to Jose. Sosa back-to-back starts against the Pirates, coming off back-to-back starts against his former team, the Giants.
He was in Double-A, wasn't he, most of the year, Sosa?
He spent time with Fresno in Triple-A also. Sosa, 26 years old, 6'1", 205 from the Dominican Republic.
I think when they got him starting, took him out of the bullpen, I think they put him down to Double-A so that he could become a starting pitcher.
Ground ball to short. Angel Sanchez goes to first. And the Pirates with 2 men out in their half of the first inning.
Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources. See, Jose went out after one that time. The ball's off the plate. And he pulled it. Now, if he tries to poke that ball to right field, he's got a much better shot at it. But you see guys pull the ball on the outside, what always happens?
Ground ball.
They turn the wrists over and put it on the ground about 90% of the time.
269 coming into today for Andrew McCutchen. Went 0 for 3 yesterday against Chicago with a walk. His last hit came in the 7th inning of Saturday's game. The Pirates would win 7-5.
Just nicked the corner.
2-1 count now to Kutch. Derek Lee on deck. An amazing return from the disabled list. What he has been able to do last 3 games. 2-2 to McCutchen. McCutchen hitting better on the road. Much better numbers away from PNC Park this year. Well, they say there's no place like home, but maybe not in his case.
Right-hand hitters probably are crazy about this ballpark. That was not a very good swing.
McCutchen down on strikes, and we will head to the 2nd inning.
Just 9 pitches. You see the strikeout. It's always easier when you get those guys swinging at those pitches that are bouncing, and when you get that kind of stuff, that happens a little more often. At the good fastball up over 90 mile an hour, and that hammer curveball of his, when he puts it on the plate, he's going to get some swings.
0-1 to Carlos Lee is up high. Barrel Automotive League leader stat. Current hitting streaks, the longest in the National League. Lee second behind Corey Hart of the Brewers with 16. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click at barrel.com. Just want to click down to third base, and Josh Harrison retires El Caballo.
Another quick out, and it's always quick with, or it's always important that he gets quick outs. J-Mac does. The Pirates have been very conservative with his pitch counts this year. In 27 starts, he's only reached 100 pitches 6 times. So if he wants to stay out there a long time, he has to keep his pitch count very low. They don't let him throw very many. In fact, he's only gone 7 innings, I think, once. But that's because they don't let him get much over 90 pitches. That's it.
That 7-inning outing was on the 4th of August against Chicago here. Ended up with a no decision, however, in that game. But that's been it. And it has been a chore for him to try to get not only into the 7th, but through that 7th.
Well, it's been hard for him because he hasn't been allowed to throw that many pitches.
Bogusevic with an opposite field single. And he will head for 2. Presley got a good bounce. A throw made it a close play, but Bogusevic is in with a double, his 11th.
A good hustle by Presley. But back to J-Mac for a moment after this. See, that ball was inside. That was a nice piece of pitching, really. Got in there on the handle, just kind of a lucky double. Sawed him off, just dumped it inside the line. In 27 starts, he's only gone 100 pitches, past 100 pitches just 6 times all season. And it's hard to get up in the 8th, 9th inning without going over 100 pitches.
Third baseman Jimmy Paredes, so for his last 8. Astros were most recently swept by Milwaukee in Houston. It's like Alfonso Marquez told Paredes to make a wardrobe adjustment. He goes down the left field line, foul. There is Alfonso calling the balls and strikes today. First base Ed Hickox. Ed Rapuano is at second base, and Brian O'Nora back third. Game 1 of a 3-game series with the Astros. Marlins coming in on the weekend, and the Cardinals after that. Paredes up high to right, but not deep. Capital makes the catch. Bogusevic not going anywhere. 2 down.
Even with the base hit allowed, still getting those quick outs. Just 17 total pitches to this point. It's Quintero quickly. It'll be 2 great innings to start the game.
Quintero has faced McDonald 7 times. He's on deck. He may not get to him here. It'll be Angel Sanchez first, the shortstop.
Sanchez saw Quintero and jumped to conclusions.
One thing that's been good for J-Mac at home has been the opponent's batting average. 68-point difference essentially in the home batting average against versus the road batting average against. Opponents hitting .232 against McDonald at PNC Park and even .300 on the road. And he's one of the leaders in that differential. Jaime Garcia of St. Louis has opponents hitting .224 at home, .323 on the road. Sanchez grounds it to second, and Walker throws him out. No runs, a hit, a man left. And after an inning and a half at PNC Park, no score.
sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Let's check out the key matchup of the day from our friends at Day Automotive. It is Derek Lee against the Astros, career .299 hitter. 62 extra base hits. He's driven in 75. And since joining the Bucks, hitting .407 with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. It's our Day Automotive key matchup of the day. We're going to make your day. Derek Lee hopes to make somebody's day here today. 1 ball and 1 strike to Derek Lee.
Prepared for the rain. It's perfect.
Is that the Gortons of Gloucester fishermen taking the day off on Labor Day?
He's been out on the boat. He's taking a ball game.
Well, speaking of days, this is a special day for one former special pirate. Joe Mazeroski celebrating his 75th birthday today.
Happy birthday, Maz.
Kind of ironic today that during the rain delay they showed on the big screen here the Game 7 of the 1960 World Series. Way up in the air to center field. Schaefer broke back, now has to come in and makes the catch in front of Bogusevic.
I definitely misread that, but he runs pretty well, able to make up for it. If it wasn't raining, Mazwood, I'm sure, would be celebrating with a little game of golf. Boy, Schaefer really went back about 3 or 4 steps. Really misread that. You can see he was yelling, "I got it, I got it," making sure no one got in his way.
Got to look up into the raindrops too.
Kind of a pretty good drizzle that we're going to have to play in, I think, most of the day.
271 for Neil Walker as he starts the day, and the first pitch to him missed, ball 1. 2-0.
Our strike zone presented by Range Resources. First couple of pitches, he doesn't want to come inside at all. Number 3 either. Just trying to pick that corner.
Yesterday, Walker hit his 12th home run of the season in the 8th inning. 2-run shot, scoring Derek Lee. Got the strike on the outside corner that time. 3-1. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch. That's ball 4. Pirates have a base runner. Their first base runner of the day comes on a walk from Henry Sosa. See, that's how to do it right there.
It's kind of a tough day to keep score with the raindrops.
See the little drops on the paper.
Well, when it gets wet, it doesn't, it doesn't want to take the ink. So using a pencil.
Well, most people use a pencil in case they make a mistake, they can erase it.
You don't.
No, I guess you don't have to have the name spelled right, but as long as you get what they did correct. Like to see the young ones keeping score. I don't know if young kids know how to do it.
The brain has to make sure he spells everything right.
It's our man in the truck who is in charge of the typing.
Don't chased one. Jason Steele, he's our typer.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Sosa to Doman. That's inside. Snap throw down to first base. And getting back is Walker.
No swing on that check.
Well, the Astros didn't get the out there, so they figured they'd at least try to get a strike and ask for an appeal down at third on the check swing by Doman. Sosa's 1-2.
I said no swing on the strike. I meant no swing on the pitch.
I know what you meant.
Didn't make any sense.
I know what you meant. Actually, if it was, and it wasn't, but if it was a called strike, that would have made sense.
Not really.
It would have been a strike either way. And there's a ball struck to left field. And that is going to get into the gap. Cut off by Martinez. Into second base. Sliding safely is Ryan Domit with his 7th double of the season. And Walker into third. Second and third and 1 out for the Pirates.
Domit taking that pitch the other direction. And, you know, this is another thing about a day like today. You have to run very hard. If you hit something you think might be a single, you run like a double. You don't know what the outfielders are going to be doing in the outfield. But one thing that's very possible is they're going to be running a little gingerly. They're not going to be able to plant and throw like they normally would. So you might be able to take an extra base. Drier conditions, perhaps. You know, that ball comes in a little quicker and you don't get your double. But you got to assume you're always going to go that extra base on an afternoon like this where it's a little wet, a little slippery in that outfield.
Since the 1st of August, the Pirates and Astros share the National League lead with 63 doubles apiece. Pirates getting a double in 19 of the last 20 games. Ground ball to third, coming home, Paredes. They've got Walker hung up. Emil Walker making it out of the bases, 2 down. 5-2-6 on the putout. Now runners at first and second with 2 men out.
Well, a little bit of a misread, I guess you could say, by Domit. As he's coming off second base right now, he's got to know the throw is going home. So he has to move up and be at third base. Not really a crucial thing because there's 2 outs, but still, you know, if he moves up and there's a run down, perhaps you can have 2 guys in scoring position. But if you break and go toward third, you know the throw is going home. You could see that the play was right in front of you.
One ball, 1 strike to Ronnie Cedeno. Parrott brought his equipment today. Keep that green coat of feathers dry. Parrots like to get wet.
No, they don't like the water.
Unlike ducks and geese.
Although, you know, they do look like tropical weather, though. It rains a lot in the tropics, so maybe they do like the water, the rain.
Well, apparently ours doesn't like the water.
Likes riding his motorcycle. He loves that. Likes teasing the other team during warm-ups.
Does a very good job at that too. Fisted foul at the third base side. Nick Leva will stop it. There you go.
A silver baseball.
No, let's go back.
Let's get his fingerprints on the lens.
Lesson number 1: don't touch the lens, kid. 2 on and 2 out for the Pirates. Ronnie Cedeno with a 2-2 count.
He's walking around a little bit. Fouled that one off his foot. Trying to get some feeling back in it.
That's toward the middle. Wrapped up off the mound. Sanchez just beats Harris into the bag, and that will end the inning. Nothing across for the Pirates. Still scoreless through 2. Oops. That smarts.
Oh, that's another thing that we very seldom talk about with that weather. The tops of the bases. Are they all wet? Get a little mud on. They're slippery. Stay off the tops of the bases.
The metal spikes, you're going to slide on them.
You want to be on that inside edge where you're pushing off. You get up on top, you can easily slide off, even with spikes.
And the opposite catcher for Houston at the plate right now, Humberto Quintero, to lead off the third inning. He takes up high. Speaking of catchers, Chris Snyder talked with the press today. Let everybody know about his plans. He will be heading to Houston tomorrow, visit with some family, and then after that heading out home to Arizona. And we'll meet the team in Arizona when they're there on the next road trip to face the Diamondbacks. But other than that, his season has come to a conclusion. He will continue to work out. He's been throwing and swinging, has not been able to catch any bullpens or anything, but he said his back feels very good after his second back surgery. Had back surgery originally in 09, and then recently, relatively speaking, this year, that has kept him out of action. But he plans on working out and being 100% for February at spring training. Quintero down on strikes.
J-Mac having a very good start to this ball game. Gets ahead quickly and then puts them away with that high fastball, just a little bit out of the strike zone.
Henry Sosa, the pitcher, takes upstairs for ball one. Sosa has had 8 at bats. It is 0 for 8. This is where McDonald doesn't want to deliver high. He wants a new baseball. He's fallen behind the pitcher. 2-0.
That one felt a little slippery to him or something. Both of those balls coming out very high. And that one off the plate away.
And he walked him on 4 pitches.
Biskla.
What language is that?
It's
is that walk language?
Yeah,
that's walk talk.
It's from the house. Yeah, it just is amazing sometimes that a pitcher can look like he is in such a groove. Like McDonald has looked in this game. He's throwing everything where he wants to, just getting quick, easy outs. And then the pitcher gets up there that hasn't got a hit yet in his short season, and he walks on 4 pitches. Now that is Biskla. There is no explanation.
But it could be anything. It's kind of like saying
there is no
baseball.
explanation.
So we don't have an answer.
The literal translation is just because.
Just because.
Yes.
Schaefer swinging a miss. 0-2 to the Astros center fielder.
It's kind of like the word amaziga. Sometimes it's just appropriate.
Right. Alfredo's last name has 2 meanings.
Yes. It means Alfredo, but it also means it's just a little above amazing. It's amaziga.
0-2 to Schaefer. Right down the middle. Got him. Strike 3.
And now he's right back there where he was. Got the pitcher out of there. Just locked him up. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. Caught looking sometimes for too much instead of just reacting to the pitch. I think that's what happens to the hitters.
Altuve flied to right field his first time up, 0 for 1. This is the guy that was the first right-hander to get a home run off Charlie Morton since last September when Matt Holliday did it for the Cardinals. Puts this one deep to right field. Going back is Tabata, and he will not get it. Altuve can run a little bit. He's around second and into third base with a triple.
You knew right away that Tabata was having problems with that. When you see the outfielders start almost spinning, turning one way, looking the other, you know there's going to be a problem. He turns to the right. Now he turns around back to the left side and just couldn't make the play. I don't know if this comes from a little inexperience being in right field, where the ball, of course, is moving in a different direction off the bat than in left. But he really didn't play that one well.
Now that 4-pitch walk of Henry Sosa comes into play. It's 1-0 Astros. See whether he rounded third or not. The appeal unsuccessful. There's no question he rounded third, but did he step on third? 2 outs for J.D. Martinez, who struck out swinging to end the first. Walks have been a bit of a problem on the road trip recently as well in Chicago. Yesterday's ball game, it became an issue.
By the way, I just got a correction on the translation on Iskla Biskla. The actual translation means it is because it is.
I see.
It is because it is.
And that's from the person that made it up. 0-2 pitch to Martinez. That's up high, 1-2. It's amazing the things you learn when you sit next to Bob. Martinez out on strikes again. So 3 strikeouts in the inning. Mixed in was a walk and a triple. And it's 1-0 Houston. Out, slamming his glove down, knowing that he made a big mistake with the 4-pitch walk to Henry Sosa, who delivers ball 1 to McDonald.
You know, he's got to totally turn the page though real quick. I mean, that's just 1 run. Okay, there's nothing to do about it now. You walked him, he scored. So turn the page and get on with it. 1 run can't beat you. You can't be a starting pitcher and have that kind of mentality where you got to stop every single run. Okay, you made a mistake, cost you a run. Big deal.
.3-1 pitch, and that is ball 4. So Sosa returns the favor and walks McDonald. Not only the leadoff walk, but walking the pitcher. So the Pirates with the tying run on board. Fans, take the Pirates with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Alex Presley looking for a hit. He grounded to second first time up 0 for 1. Paredes, the third baseman, way in on the grass. And Presley takes a strike.
I wanted to clear up something. I said that one run can't beat you. I'm sure there's somebody at home saying, well, yeah, one run can beat you. Well, that is true. But what I mean by that is that's not the type of thinking that you have to have as a starting pitcher. You can't go out there and try and stop one run from scoring. You're going to end up pitching around too many people and put yourself in a situation where you're going to have a big inning. You have to have the mentality, have the game plan. One run here, one run there. Okay, I'm not going to sweat that stuff. Stay out of any kind of big inning. That's as a starting pitcher, that's the way you have to think. Everybody would love to throw a shutout, but
doesn't happen.
Probably not going to happen. Yeah.
1-2 to Alex Presley. The rain has been steady here, not too heavy, but might be picking up just a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alex Presley. And a 1-2 from Sosa is outside. Let's go down on the field level right now. Check in with Dan Potash.
Well, Tim, how would you know if it's not getting too heavy?
I don't, because I'm under cover and it's nice and comfortable.
Yes, you are.
But I'm just looking at outside and you can see it.
It does seem like it's coming down a little bit harder. When we originally opened the broadcast at 1:30 to announce there would be a delay, it was coming down pretty good then as well. This is very comparable to that. So.
Oh, and a double play. Carlos Lee made the catch, fell on first. Nothing McDonald could do to get back quickly enough.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. Absolutely nothing you can do as a runner here. You are dead as a doornail. One thing you can hope for is the first baseman misplays it. The ball goes off your glove. Charlie Morton. He knows all about when it rains, of course, doesn't he?
Poured a little bit on him yesterday. One and one to Jose Tabata. Sometimes called Charlie the Salt Man. Morton Salt with a girl with the umbrella on the label. That was the connection you were making, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it did rain on him a little yesterday, too. Gave up 6 free passes in the game to Chicago. Come back next time strong. The starts now for the starters are dwindling. Jeff Karstens is going to miss his next start again. Brian Burris will start on Wednesday against Houston. Karstens will miss 2 in a row. And still no word as to whether or not Paul Maholm and or Kevin Correa will throw any more pitches this season.
I know where I'd put my money, but not looking good.
Foul down the third base side.
That last 2 pitches an example of what we were talking about with the last top of the bat. That first one, he shot it down the right field line. That was a pitch on the outside corner. And he hit a line drive just foul down the right field line. Then the next one he tries to pull because it's an off-speed pitch. He gets out there too quick, rolls the hands over and hits the little dribbler foul. Pulls it.
Down on strikes goes Tabata. So big double play started by Carlos Lee and hit into by Alex Presley. Ends the inning. Still battling the effects of a sore left wrist. So Tabata is out after striking out to end the third inning. Grimace right at the end of the swing.
Let's see how quickly the hand came off.
Jose not quite right yet with that left wrist. So Jones takes over in left field. Carlos Lee, the batter. He flied to. Well, he grounded out to third. This time he bounces one to short. He is out.
Daniel knows who's running. He's able to take his time. Nice little crow hop before the throw.
I'll bring up Brian Bogusevic. Bogusevic doubled in the second inning for his 11th double, but for the Astros, they lead the National League in 2 base hits with 277. One thing that the Astros have done well, get a lot of 2 base hits. Well, look at that.
Yeah, that's where it ended up. This is called looking out the ear hole. Pretty good hit right there.
And the mask was still facing in the right direction, just Domet was looking off to the side. You get beaten and battered back there.
Yes, you did. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to sit back there, you're going to take those shots.
Bouncer to Walker. 2 out. Our AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Ryan Ludwig has had back muscle spasms, been on the disabled list since the 24th of August. We have with Indy 5 out of 11 with a double, a home run, 5 runs batted in 3 games, and he is expected to return Wednesday here, able to come off on the 7th. The Indianapolis Indians playing their final game of the season today. They're at Louisville and trailing 5-2 in the top of the 9th inning. So Ludwig will finish up with the Indians there today and then head back to Pittsburgh and get activated on the 7th. Jimmy Paredes came up from Double-A, one of the 3 different Houston Astros that came straight from Double-A to the major leagues. J.D. Martinez, the left fielder, and Jose Altuve, the second baseman, the other 2 that were excelling at Corpus Christi in the Texas League. And he goes down on strikes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as James McDonald sets the side down in order again. Today, Alex Presley has 4 straight multi-hit games. Who holds the Pirates' rookie record for the most consecutive multi-hit games? Andrew McCutchen takes strike 1 from Sosa. Sosa struck him out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 today.
Who gets the first guess today?
Well, since it's Labor Day, maybe you. Let you do it.
Well, I got to go with the Pirates' only rookie of the year. I'll go with Jason Bay.
Okay. Maybe it goes back farther than that. Maybe not. 1-1.
Maybe. Maybe it was that same year. How do you spell maybe?
Start with an M, and you figure and it rhymes with AB. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside 2-2.
How about Johnny Ray? Why don't you guess Johnny Ray?
Maybe I will.
He was a Sporting News rookie of the year.
Thought you were going to tell me he's selling sporting goods. 2-2. Oh, count full to McCutchen.
Are you going to guess?
All right, I'll go with Johnny Ray. No, you know what? That wouldn't be right because you told me to do that.
No, I just gave you a suggestion. It's a good guess. But the Gypsies just told me that it's not Johnny Ray, so you got to guess somebody else.
Good. Ralph Kiner.
All right. There you have it.
And it is an absolute guess. 3-2 pitch. Bounce to third. Paredes charging. Double clutches, and that cost it. McCutchen safe.
Looked like he was in a wrestling match with the baseball for a moment there. And you can't do that with somebody that's fast, and McCutchen obviously he can really run. Look at him fight the baseball before he get rid of it. And another thing, look how deep he was playing. Maybe a little too deep for a very fast runner. You know, it's not always about the bunt. You have to kind of shorten up sometimes just for the slowly hit ball, as that was.
Infield single for McCutchen. And now Derek Lee at the plate. And the pitch hits him. Derek Lee plunked. And Lee up quickly, goes down to first base. And the Pirates with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, great opportunity right now to get this lead taken over. Go with that crooked number that I'm talking about all the time. Tries to throw a fastball inside, just runs it in there too far, gets him it's like just above the hip in the ribs. Not a place that feels real good, I'm sure. And he caught one there a little over a month ago and put his hand in front of it and paid the price. This time he just went ahead and took it.
That was on the 3rd of August against the Chicago Cubs here. Carlos Marmol threw the pitch, and he got Marmol back the other day.
It was the same spot. He put his hand right in front of the baseball like he was trying to protect his hip. Yes, he did get Marmol back, that's for sure.
Well, the 0-1 coming to Walker. Near the left and toward the line. Martinez makes the catch. The runners will hold at first and second.
Yeah, we have a lot of our auction winners. The kids take the field, and they were able to come up here and visit us at the booth. I'm sure they all had a great time out there today, even though that it was raining and it was wet, because kids love to get out in the rain, don't they? You guys love the rain, didn't you? That was no big deal. Did you have a lot of fun? Not very many of you. So there's a few more going to be up, right? Oh, all right.
So these guys have the necklaces on too, so they're all balanced.
Oh yeah, you got to have those.
Titanium necklaces on. That's good.
You wear these when you're out there playing. They give you extra strength. But you guys just stay back there and watch, and hopefully we're going to get some runs this inning.
No balls and 1 strike to Ryan Doman. McCutchen at second, Lee at first, and time is called. It's a little bit late and was granted. Henry Sosa is all ready to deliver the baseball. Doman had a double his first time up, his 7th of the season. And the 0-1 pitch coming. Low 1-1. Houston with a 1-0 lead. Henry Sosa walked with 1 out. Then Jose Altuve tripled off the right field wall. Ball just out of the reach of Jose Tabata. Sosa would come around to score. Tabata stayed in the game and swung the bat in the 3rd inning, striking out. And after he had grounded out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, he has left the game. Garrett Jones has taken over in right. 2-1 to Ryan Doman. This one hit toward the gap. McCutchen around 3rd. He will score. Derek Lee is going to be held at 3rd base, and Ryan Doman with a pair of doubles today. And this one knocks in a run and ties the game at 1.
He almost went the same exact way. Well, he did. He took that pitch away from him and went in the opposite gap. This one a little bit closer to center field. And but the job that Schaefer did cutting this off, keeping it off the fence, and that's why Lee is still at 3rd. Doman not trying to pull that ball down and away from him, just going with it so that it wouldn't roll over and hit the ground ball in a possible double play. The other direction, and watch Schaefer. Good speed, closes, able to cut it off. He kept it off the fence, got the ball back in, and nothing that 3rd base coach Leva could do at that point but put up the stop sign. Good defense and good hitting.
Pirates have now gone 10 straight games with a double. That's the 2nd longest streak in baseball right now, tied with the Washington Nationals. The Arizona Diamondbacks have gone 12 straight at home with a double. So the Pirates 10 straight at home. Harrison a base hit to center. Lee comes in and the Pirates have the lead 2-1. Harrison's going down to second base. Safe at second. Running the bases with reckless abandon. Josh Harrison, he gets himself into scoring position, still 1 out.
Yeah, he really got himself out into no man's land. I don't know what happened with the cut. Doman comes to a stop. It was a good throw. I see what happened with that replay. Lee couldn't quite catch the ball. It was just a little bit too high. Harrison comes around, but then he figures I'm out there too far. Tried to throw on the brakes. If Lee is able to cut that off, he's going to be in a rundown. But because Lee couldn't reach the ball, that allowed Harrison to get into second base. Remember we talked about you got to make all of the plays right. There's that tag you can see by the AGH cam, came in a little late. One of the things that we talked about at the very ending, how important it was today to play perfect defense, sloppy conditions. Got to hit the cutoff man. Missed the cutoff man. And they missed an opportunity to get the second out and keep somebody out of scoring position.
Infield drawn in now for Ronnie Cedeno. He hopes to keep it going, keep the line moving here with Doman at 3rd, Harrison at second base, and the Pirates now in front for the first time today at 2-1. Henry Sosa, the rookie, the 1-0. Going for a strike. Cedeno hit into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, and Harrison was forced out by the shortstop Angel Sanchez to end that inning. So 0 for 1 today for Ronnie. And the 1-1 coming. Moving around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitcher James McDonald is on deck. Ronnie'd like to make a dent here if he can before J-Mac has to come up. Here comes the 1-2 from Sosa. Evens up the count at 2-2. Dolan with 2 doubles today. He's at third base. McCutchen led the inning off with an infield single. Derek Lee was hit by a pitch. They both have scored. Walker flied to left and Dolmich double, and Harrison's RBI single. He'd go down to second base on the throw. Well, Harrison driving in his 13th run.
Cedeno right now with the pitcher hitting behind him, 1 out. Man at third, he has to just stay away from the strikeout. Just get the ball put in play any way he can.
Full count now to Ronnie.
Looked like Sosa tried to get in the chase upstairs. That fastball, 94 miles an hour, a little above the letters. Cedeno did not chase.
He's hit safely in 8 of his last 9 starts. He'd like to make it 9 of 10 right now. 3-2 pitch from Sosa to Cedeno. Walked him.
Good patience.
Bases
Excellent.
are full of Bucks now.
Nice patience. Did not chase that ball down and away out of the strike zone.
Well, earlier in the inning, we gave you our question. AT&T Mobility trivia question. Alex Presley has 4 straight multi-hit games. Who holds the Pirates rookie record for the most consecutive multi-hit games? Your guess was?
Well, Jason Bay, our only rookie of the year.
And I said Ralph Kiner. And it's neither. It's Rennie Stennett. 9 straight multiple hit games. 29th of August to the 6th of September in '71. Jason Bay had 5 straight multiple hit games, though. Rennie Stennett with 9.
Had to have a few. Great year.
McDonald, ground ball to the pitcher. They're going to come to the plate, and do they get to? Yes, they do. Inning-ending double play. 1, 2 to 3. And what could have been a really big inning turns out to be just an okay inning as the Pirates plate 2 and take a 2-1 lead. Sosa to Quintero to Carlos Lee. Bucks in front now by a run.
Changed for the better for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Have a 2-1 lead as we head to the 5th, looking to hand Houston their 94th loss of the season. 94 losses. The Astros have never lost 100 games in the season. Most likely going to hit that. In fact, they've had 97, the most ever in one year, twice, in 1975 and 1991. They have also never finished with the worst record in Major League Baseball. Guys, pretty good chance they're going to end up with that title this year.
Yeah, that seems to look that way, Dan. And this is a team that was eliminated when the record was 42-86. Since 1995, the second quickest team to be eliminated from the playoffs behind the 2003 Tigers. Foul ball caught by Derek Lee, and Angel Sanchez is out. And the Astros are a team that might be looking at some changes, especially with the new ownership expected to be
that's
approved.
what always brings changes, and then you mix in the fact that they've played so poorly this year, and who knows what the team is going to look like when we see him next year in March down in Florida.
Could have some big changes. They do have some pretty good young players that they're trying to develop. I know, talking with General Manager Ed Wade when we were in Houston, said that this is the way they've got to go right now. Got to build from within, and it's not an exclusive way of doing things in baseball these days.
Well, here's another thing too. They are in one of the biggest markets in the country, Houston, Texas, and so it's not like they're without resources. So they could turn it around in a hurry.
I wonder about Carlos Lee too. He's now no longer in left field. J.D. Martinez has taken over the left field duties, and Carlos Lee relegated to first base. Big contract guy.
Yeah, he's got a couple more years, I believe, on that contract, at least one more. So I'm not sure what they can do in that situation.
He's had a down year in terms of production. Carlos Lee with only 14 home runs, and for him, that's not very many.
No, especially playing in that ballpark at home. You would think somebody with his track record would be pushing 30 every year there.
Alberto Quintero fouls it away. 0-2 to Quintero. Rain looks like it's picking up some. See it dripping off the visor of the helmet of Quintero.
All day long. It's going to be drizzling until probably late in the afternoon.
Walker throws him out. Just one more out, and this game becomes official. After that, the results would count. Wrong teams in town. The Panda hats are when San Francisco's here, or when you're there.
The pandas are cute, though. You can wear those anytime.
Ever seen the real pandas?
No, I've never seen one.
They're so cute, they'll chew your arm off.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they just ate like bamboo.
They do eat bamboo. That's their diet. That, and if you stuck your hand in front of them. Yeah. The arms are a delicacy, though. They don't get them very much. Kind of like feeding a dog pizza crust or something.
Dogs love pizza crust.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And Sosa, a bouncer, right into the glove of McDonald, who throws him out. And for the second straight inning, third time today, McDonald has retired the Astros in order.
on Root Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks.
Well, rainy days and Mondays always get me down, but right now the Pirates are up 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the order up, Alex Presley and Garrett Jones and Andrew McCutchen facing rookie right-hander Henry Sosa. Along with Dan Potash and Bob Walker, I'm Tim Neverett. Glad you're watching us on this Labor Day. The Pirates are playing between the raindrops today, trying to do their very best to get this one in. Flat foul and out of play. Presley 0 for 2, lined into a double play as he just hit a rocket down to first base. Carlos Lee made the catch and fell back to the bag with James McDonald aboard. McDonald frozen, nothing he could do. Shot down to second base. Altuve throw out Presley for the second time today. One gone in the Pirate 5th. McDonald 55 pitches, 44 for strikes. That's a pretty good ratio there. Giving up the 1 run, and that 1 run was the man he walked, Henry Sosa. Came in on an Altuve triple to right field. It's been the only blemish on his mark today. Garrett Jones in his first at bat, taking over for Jose Tabata, who left due to continued discomfort in his left wrist. He's been trying to play through it lately.
McDonald has only thrown 11 balls.
44 strikes. Strike 1 to Jones, 2-1. And another note on J-Mac. 15 of 18 first pitch strikes.
It's amazing that out of those 11 balls, 4 of them were to the pitcher.
Yeah, I know. Consider that.
It is amazing.
More walk talk.
Now that's Brownie then.
I know, but I've heard you say it more than him.
I like it. I stole it. Stole it.
Down to first base, and Carlos Lee will tag the bag for out number 2.
Stole.
Oh, I got it. I heard you.
I know. I
heard you. It was thievery.
There's been a few times where I've thrown an ED on that word and shown my background low.
So Sosa now will face Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen with an infield single in the 4th inning. Scored the tying run and got things going in that 4th. Pirates had some traffic on the bases and 8 men to the plate in the 4th inning. On the bottom of the 5th, 2 men out. Nobody on. Ball low. Well, I hope people are still able to barbecue today in most cases. They have a tent or cover, some kind of cover on their deck or patio or porch. Or
Old-fashioned umbrella.
That'll do it too. This is what Labor Day is like. Baseball.
I'd have to eat inside.
But barbecue.
Or you can just sit out and get wet.
He's got his get wet outfit on today.
You don't really even think about it. As long as it's not real cold, water ain't going to hurt you. It's a little on the cool side out here today, though.
Game time temperature is 64.
64.
Angel Sanchez, quick release on the throw, and gets McCutchen. And the Pirates gone in order in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th inning at rainy PNC Park. Pirates up on top of the Astros 2-1. Saturday night, 7:05. It's the final Zambelli fireworks night of the season, so don't miss out. It's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday, where all fans receive a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. Make sure you're here Saturday night. The Pirates and the Marlins at 7:05 for the final Zambelli fireworks show of the season. Top of the 6th inning and the top of the order up for the Astros. McDonald connecting on strike 1 to Jordan Schaefer. Schaefer 0 for 2, grounded to short in the first inning, struck out looking in the third.
It's not just fastballs. That was a curveball he dropped in there for strike 1. It has been all about the strike zone. And because of that, pitch count is extremely low. Just number 58 coming in right now here in the top of the 6th.
2-1 count now on Schaefer. Schaefer yesterday celebrated his 25th birthday and did so by breaking up a no-hit bid in the 6th inning with a single against Milwaukee. And he's got a career best hitting streak of 6 games and make it now 7, as Garrett Jones couldn't get to that one in time.
They put a pretty good effort on it. I think Jonesy did everything that you could. I think he read it right. Came in hard, but certainly trapped it. Almost looks fun sliding along that wet grass.
Sliding for distance today. How far he goes?
I'm going to say, oh man, he might have got 15 feet. That slide.
It's like a slip and slide.
Yeah.
Altuve bunts down to third base. Barehanding is Harrison, throwing on to first, and Derek Lee with the tag. That moves Schaefer over to second base safely.
And Harrison has looked so good on defense over at third base since that recall. Watch the AGH cam. Now this ball rolling through that wet grass, that's got to be kind of tough, doesn't it? And you have no time to even reset the ball to get the seams the way you want it. You just pick and throw.
Made a good throw to Lee. Lee was coming in when he saw Altuve looking to bunt, so he had to scramble to get back to the base. Nice play by Harrison. One out for J.D. Martinez. Gets off the glove of Domit.
Let's get a dry baseball in there.
Yeah, that's a wild pitch.
Very wild.
That puts the tying run at third now.
That's not good with one out. Just missed taking Martinez in the back of the neck.
Now the Pirate infield will be forced to come in for J.D. Martinez. Rain coming down a little harder now. To second base, play at the plate, and Domit's got him. Walker guns him out for out number 2.
Excellent defense. They're going on contact, so you're hoping if it is a ground ball, it's not a hard hit ground ball. Well, this one was a shot. One hopper. Walker gets to it extremely quick and just has to make a good throw to Domit, and they're going to easily have the out at the plate.
Schaefer sliding right into the left foot of Ryan Domit.
Excellent play by Walker, handling that hot shot, and then gave Domit the perfect throw.
Takes the man off third. Now man at first with 2 out. Carlos Lee, 1 ball, no strikes. He is grounded to third and grounded to short, 0 for 2. On the corner for a strike. Well, not exactly a Chamber of Commerce type day here today.
No, you can hear on our crowd mic, you can hear the water dripping away down there. It's just a messy day, and sometimes you just have to play through this stuff.
Just to confirm, Bob, it is the hardest it's rained all day.
You can look down and see the puddles, the water hitting in it.
Dan's out there in it in his Root Sports umbrella, underneath the Root Sports umbrella. I'm sure it's keeping him very dry. Right, Dan?
It's It's doing its job, but it is definitely coming down hard. But the grounds crews behind me, they're in attack position, but they're not ready to jump just yet.
It looks like you're hiding in the bunker down there.
I am. This is a good.
Dan, go lock the gate. I don't want them coming out of there. Let's just I just want us to play through this.
Well, there's more of them than me, so they're going to win.
Yeah, nothing to do about it. Nothing to do about the weather, is there? That's something that's been true for a long time.
Now our new friends are all nice, warm, and
no rain
dry.
up here. We got some more of our auction winners have come up, and they're enjoying watching the action up here with us.
Carlos Lee pops it up. Out goes Walker. In comes McCutcheon. Andrew puts it away, and the Astros kept off the board in the top half of the 6th inning. There's the wet. The crew chief, Ed Rapuano, having some conversation with the grounds crew between innings here. Derek Lee leading off. Takes ball 1. Ground ball foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lee flied to center field in the 2nd inning, hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. And here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike now to Derek. Yesterday, John and I were talking about the basketball scholarship he was offered at the University of North Carolina. Came up when he made that leaping catch at first base from the throw from third. Pops this one up to left, and Martinez struggling with it for a bit, but puts it away. And John didn't believe that was the only school he had a scholarship offer to. So I ran into Derek after the game last night. I said, where else showed interest in you in basketball? He said, well, he had a lot of calls from other coaches, but he said the only one he was interested in was North Carolina. And the reason he did not go there and play basketball is because the Padres offered him a pretty nice signing bonus. And he started his professional baseball career, but still loves the game of hoops. Nothing in 1 to Neil Walker. Walker's 12th home run of the year came yesterday against the Cubs.
And there's a lot of kids nowadays that I think once they get to be a first-round pick in baseball, they have second thoughts about going to college because the money has become so great. They can pretty much go to any school they want if they choose to do that baseball doesn't work out. So why not go ahead and take a shot at it and set yourself up with millions of dollars? I can understand that completely.
In Derek Lee's case, he's carved out a tremendous career for himself.
Yeah, and if it really works out, then obviously you definitely made the right decision. Walker didn't want to swing at that.
Didn't want to leave the plate either after he struck out. He's 0 for 2 with a walk today. That's a frustrating walk back to the bat rack. Things don't work out for you in that fashion. Here's Doma, 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles. One to Ryan. Pitch number 100 just delivered from Henry Sosa. Here's 101. Swinging strike, 1 and 2. Final game of 5 straight day games for the Pirates. Back to night baseball tomorrow night, game 2. Domet, his 3rd hit of the afternoon. Ryan Domet swinging in the rain today. 3 for 3.
Been taking the ball the other way. This time he gets one pretty much in the middle of the strike zone, tries to turn on it, but still rolls the hands over, puts it on the ground, but nothing for him. Perfectly placed in the hole. You look at those spray charts that they have on all the hitters. You can see that you know, almost everybody pole on the ground, in the air the other way. It's kind of a basic rule you can go with almost anyone. That's why a lot of times you look out there and you see the infield swung over, playing him to pull, and then you look out in center field, he's in the opposite gap. And that's the way most of the time you see guys play. Like right now with Harrison, you get the shortstop over, second baseman a lot closer to second, center fielder Schaefer, he's moved over into right center, played him hit the other way in the air, pull on the ground.
Altuve kicked it out into center field.
Altuve playing perfectly. He's shading up the middle. That's where that ball was hit. He just couldn't handle it. He took maybe 2 quick steps. Should have been an out. Look at that, it's right there. And he planked it off the backhand.
Scored a base hit for Josh Harrison. Doma at second base, and Harrison at first, and Doug Brokaw, the pitching coach, visiting with young Henry Sosa. Now the tarp will be taken off in the Houston bullpen.
Yeah, regardless of what happens, you would think this is his last inning anyway. They're going to have to get somebody up and throwing it. In modern baseball, they don't let you go very far over 100 pitches if they even allow you to get to 100 pitches. So his afternoon is about done, even if he gets Cedeno.
Strike 1 called to Cedeno. Fielder's choice, ground ball in the second inning, and then he walked in the 4th. 2-1 Pirates, batting in the 6th. Ronnie hits one that's tailing into right center, but Schaefer there to cut it off. Pirates will leave 2 men on the bases. We'll head to the 7th. Still 2-1 Bucks.
Root Sports is brought to you by Levin Furniture, featuring handcrafted Amish furniture. Let's go Bucks!
James McDonald heading into his 7th inning of work. He's through 6 so far and has a lead of 2-1.
He has shown excellent control today. We're going to show you some of his strikeouts. Watch the placement of a lot of these pitches. He has really taken advantage of the fact that he has gotten ahead so quickly, throwing so many strike ones, and then he leaves the strike zone, but just barely. Everything is close enough to where he can get those chases, get the swings on it. If you miss by 2 feet when you're ahead, big deal. If you miss by 6 inches, you're going to get strikeouts, and that's what James has done this afternoon.
Look at the difference in pitches thrown. 68 for McDonald to 107 for Sosa through the same length of time.
It's all about the command, control, whatever word you want to use with McDonald. He has thrown strikes, and then when he leaves the strike zone, he has just left the strike zone, not by a whole bunch.
Brian Bogusevic leads off, and Jimmy Paredes and Angel Sanchez.
Pete Vukovich and I were talking before the game about this very subject, about getting the swings and misses on 0-2, 1-2 pitches when you're just outside of the strike zone and not throwing something 2 feet outside in the dirt. Yeah, you missed the strike zone with an 0-2 pitch, but so what? Get it close enough to where somebody might go too far on a check swing. That's how you get the strikeouts.
To left field, and Alex Presley there to haul it in.
But I think the replays that were just shown are a perfect example of just that. Not throwing the ball in the strike zone when you get ahead, but being close enough to where they'll chase.
17 of 23 first pitch strikes for McDonald. Well, Jimmy Paredes, left-handed hitting third baseman, will face him now. Paredes 0 for 2 today. He's 0 for his last 10 at bats. Brian's crew put a lot more diamond dry down on the infield and dragged it between innings. Start to see some of the shiny stuff on the warning track, which means it's accumulating water.
Been pretty much steadily raining since we landed yesterday.
Last night.
Yeah, it hadn't been any kind of a break, and thank goodness modern fields, which definitely includes this one at PNC Park. They have the great drainage system where it's kind of hollow underneath the field, and they have big pumps that just pump the water out of it.
0-2 pitch to Paredes. Again, another foul ball.
The first field I saw like that was, well, back then it was called Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami.
It's had several names since.
Yeah, it just poured for hours. And I'm thinking, oh, there's no way we're playing. And then we were in the clubhouse. Somebody said, hey, we're going to get ready to start the game. There's that check swing. There you go. That's what we're talking about.
Paredes has struck out for the second time. J-Mac showing some good pitching here this afternoon. Inside Pirates Baseball is highlighting the 10 greatest pitching performances of all time. See where your favorite ranks and tell us what you think on Facebook.com/Root Sports Pit after the show. This Thursday night, 6:30 on Root Sports. Angel Sanchez, first ball swinging, hits it in the air to right field, and Jones has it. And for the second time this year, J-Mac has made it through 7. And he looks to turn. ready, but not needed yet for the heavy stuff, which is good news. Dan Potash and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. James McDonald leading off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from the new pitcher, Wesley Wright, goes to the backstop. So the left-hander Wright taking over for Henry Sosa. 12th appearance for Wright. There's the 1-0 to McDonald. A strike called, 1-1. McDonald the only one among the regular starting pitchers this year without a complete game. Holland's got one. Charlie Morton's got two. Kevin Correa with one. Jeff Karstens with one. And McDonald without one. He'd love to get one today.
He's in uncharted territory now. He's gone 7 and still in the ball game.
Right fields throws to Lee at first base, and McDonald is out to start the Pirate half of the 7th inning. 1-3 on the putout. I think McDonald's pretty determined today. Tough conditions to have to pitch in. He's been doing the job. Back to the top of the order, Alex Presley without a hit today. Grounded out to second twice and lined into a double play, letting the ball down to Lee at first. Other than the grip on the baseball in the rain, they try to use as many balls as they can, keep it as dry as they can. But what are some of the challenges a pitcher will face in conditions like this? Obviously, the footing would be an issue.
Yeah, the footing way more than the grip. The grip, earlier when that ball that McDonald threw went behind Martinez, I kind of made a joke about how slippery it was, but the ball's not slippery at all. The only time that ball is slippery is when it rolls through the grass. Defensive player has to deal with it. As a pitcher, that's never a problem. They give you a new ball constantly. Might be a little damp feeling, but it's not like it's wet. Wax a little water on it, but it's the footing that is a big problem. There's nothing you can do about it. The bottom of your shoes get wet walking through the grass. As soon as you get on the dirt, which is actually the mud now, it clogs up your cleats, and the cleats can't even touch the ground. The cleats are full of mud, and when you step and that plant foot hits the dirt, it has a tendency to just slide a couple of inches, and that is horrible for your mechanics. Obviously, that's the big problem.
Wright strikes out Presley. And there are 2 down for the Pirates in the 7th inning.
You want the longest cleats you can find. If you got any brand new ones, this is the best time to wear them. You get all there, that plant foot right there. When you see how muddy it is. Now, if that foot hits and slides a couple inches, you can imagine what that does to your release point.
Strike one to Jones. Watch it on the AGH cam here.
Now that's pretty solid right there. That's real good. That's about what you would get on a dry mound. It didn't move at all. The mound obviously is in great shape. It looks like to me.
Jason Grilli will start to warm up now for the Pirates. Ball and 2 strikes to Jones.
But that's why they have that cleat cleaner back on the mound. It's so important for the pitchers to be able to keep those cleats clean. You don't see that cleat cleaner stuck anywhere else out there for anybody else. It's just for the pitcher.
Strike 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. Wesley Wright an easy bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes James McDonald for the 8th. AGH Cam working hard on a rainy day at PNC Park. Great work out of the AGH Cam. Getting set to start the top half of the 8th inning under adverse conditions. Pirates a 2-1 lead. 2 runs on 6 hits. And for the Astros, 1 run on 3 hits. Xavier Paul is out in right field now. And J.B. Shuck will be the pinch hitter for the Astros to start the 8th. Offering low. Shuck is a newcomer since we last saw the Astros. He's in his second stint this season with Houston. Played in 16 games during the month of August. And sent back right before the Pirates got there. But as a pinch hitter, 0 for 2. He was an all-star in the Pacific Coast League. 297 for Oklahoma City this season. Played 108 games in AAA. J.B. Shuck swings and fouls it off. And a full count to him. 3-2. Pitch inside and he walked it. So the tying run is now aboard. And if James McDonald wants to go deep, that's what he can't do, is put guys on late in the game. This Sunday, the Bucks will host the Marlins at 1:35. It's Kids Day. All kids 14 and under get Pirate slippers, courtesy of Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Come early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone on Federal Street. And stay after the game when all youngsters are invited to run the bases, thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. To get tickets, visit Pirates.com today. Kids Day coming up on Sunday. Now the grounds crew has to try to repair the mound for James McDonald.
But they were just out there in between innings. They were doing a lot of work on it. Apparently, James not liking the way it was finished up, so he's requested a redo. A little bit more of the kitty litter down.
While we have a moment, we'll look at our road ahead, brought to you by Nissan. Tomorrow night, coverage on Root Sports starts at 6:30. Same for Wednesday. Off day on Thursday. The Pirates will be enjoying the Sporting Clay's Invitational at Seven Springs. And then Friday back here, 6:30, 6:30. Sunday, 1 o'clock, all against the Florida Marlins. And all games on Root Sports. Donald trying out a newly repaired mound and says you missed a spot.
Yep. Still not the way he likes it.
Does it ever get in your head as a pitcher? You know, you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to have your foot slip. Do you think about it when you're pitching and you know the conditions aren't good?
Well, yeah, you think about it, but once you start your windup, you're not thinking about it. I mean,
nothing you can do at that point.
No, it's raining. It's muddy. What are you going to do about it? You just have to get the ball and pitch. You know, you might not be, if you're a guy with a violent type of windup, you might kind of back off a little bit, shorten up your stride a little, maybe not have that real violent plant to your front foot. Try to be a little easier, but when it comes right down to it, unless you just want to say I don't want to do this, get somebody else, you got to deal with it.
Nobody out, top of the 8th, and the Astros with the tying run aboard. It's J.B. Shuck down at first base, and now J.R. Tolles will come to the plate to pinch hit. He'll probably go in and catch. lot of guys with initials on that team.
Yeah, is J.A. Happ going to throw in the series?
So here's Tolles, right-handed batter facing McDonald. He's knocked down with the first pitch. Looked to bunt. Mason Grilly ready in the pen. So now it's nail-biting time for the Pirates as they try to get a win here today and protect this one-run lead. It's popped up, and what a catch by McDonald. Outstanding. James McDonald off the mound, and good athlete, got to the baseball and retired Tolles.
Very uncomfortable looking bunt. Long arms, long legs, able to cover that ground quickly. Fastball up and in. That's why it was popped up. Location to get that pop up. No slipping there.
Good thing he had the mound repaired. Back to the top of the order. Jordan Schaefer takes the ball high and away. Schaefer got a base hit to right in the 6th to extend his career-long hitting streak from 6 games to 7. Water collecting in a lot of places around the ballpark today. We looked at this on radar before the game. You said it started where, Tennessee?
It's just a steady green for as far back as you wanted to see, and radar one line. It's been a steady drizzle or light rain, whatever you want to call it, for the entire game.
Two and 0 to Jordan Schaefer. That's the outfit of the day right there. Down the left field line, slicing out of play. A lot of folks with the matching yellow outfits out there today. Keeping the water off them. Dan Potash should have one of those.
Have to be a red one.
Just missed on the edge. Now a 3-1 count to Schaefer.
Schaefer trying to get the water off the bill of the cap, so he's not looking through the drips.
Runner takes off, pitches high. The throw down didn't matter. It's ball 4. So McDonald shortening his outing quite a bit. You'd have to think now that he's put the go-ahead run on base. And that'll be it for James McDonald. So he gets 7 innings, and that's all.
Well, 7 innings, 7 and a third. So he's added a third of an inning to his season high. Pushed it forward a little bit.
Second longest outing of J-Mac's career. He made the nice defensive play to retire J.R. Tolles. And McDonald leaves to a great ovation today on a rainy day at PNC Park. The great Passing on the game. Ralph Kiner. Those are the hands of Ralph Kiner that are out in the left field rotunda. Another veteran. So more work on the mound for Jason Grilli. The grounds crew has been particularly busy today.
I'm sure that yesterday at this time they knew today was going to be a lot of work.
Under the watchful eye of the umpiring crew, the crew chief. In case you missed it, it was brought to you by Subway. Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Last night, Martin Prado had a walk-off RBI single in the ninth. Braves trailed 3-0 entering the seventh and won that game. Mike Cameron with a walk-off single in the 14th, beating the Phillies. And the Phillies playing that game under protest yesterday. Josh Beckett left today's start with the Blue Jays in the fourth with a sprained right ankle. Still playing in that game in the 10th with no score. The Red Sox and Blue Jays are. Doug Fister, 8 innings pitched, a career high 13 strikeouts. Tigers knocking off the Indians 4-2 today. And that protest yesterday filed by the Phillies over the use of replay determining determining a home run or not. And it was really used to determine fan interference on a ball that was not going to leave the ballpark. So Charlie Manuel literally going to the manual yesterday and thrown out of the ball game. And there'll be probably more follow up on that story. But here is Jason Grilli to face Jose Altuve. 1 out and 2 on for Houston.
Well, Grilli was finishing up his last couple of warm-up throws there. Ed Rabiano, the crew chief, huddled up the umpires back behind the mound for a little bit. And I think they're starting to worry about losing the mound, to where the mound becomes unplayable. Grounds crew having to come out. Oh, there it is. There's the slide I'm talking about. Once that starts happening, it becomes very difficult to pitch. Great shot by the AGH cam.
Ground ball back to Grilli. We get the lead runner at third. And there are now 2 men out.
Not sure why Grilli goes to third on this. The usual thing you try and do is get a double play and get in the dugout. But went after the lead runner.
In this situation, is that the safer play? Maybe.
I don't know, with 1 out, 1 hopper back to the mound, I think I want to go to double play.
I'm trying to find a reason to, see why Grilli went to third. It looked like he had plenty of time had he wheeled and thrown to second. But 2 men out. He'll try to get J.D. Martinez here.
Get Martinez out there.
That's a moot point.
Yep.
The 1-0 coming to Martinez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And perhaps Grilli, because he had to go to his backhand on this ball there. If you freeze it, yeah, he's got plenty of time to. And look where really a bad break coming out of the box. Yeah, I think he's got the double play there if he goes for it. Got to have the double play.
Altuve was just a couple of feet out of the batter's box, but he can't see that with his back to him at that stage. One. Strike 2. Martinez thought he might have been out.
I don't believe he knew the count. It looked like after the swing he's walking to the dugout. Right there. It's, oh, well, I struck out. All right. Yeah. Well, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. He might have just been taking a couple of, what would you call it, pensive steps? Is that the right term?
Yeah.
Like hunter pins?
Sure. They don't say that in Houston anymore.
I used that to jinx him. I threw that out there just to jinx him.
Grilly's 1-2 coming to J.D. Martinez.
Right
and
down
he
the middle.
Struck him out. Grilly comes in, does the job, faces 2, gets 2 outs. And the Astros go quietly in the 8th. Right in there for the punch out. 2-1 Pirates heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Third, 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 6, second longest outing of his career. He had an 8-inning outing against the New York Mets at Citi Field last September 13th. So he is in line for the win right now. 91 pitches, fairly economical in terms of his pitch count.
Yeah, it really looked like going to get that first career complete game this afternoon. Kept that pitch count down through so many strikes. Just dominated the strike zone. Got ahead and then got his strikeouts to boot.
J.B. Shuck remains in the ballgame, plays left field. J.R. Tolles behind the plate. And the new pitcher, who doesn't go by his initials, is Wilton Lopez. Lopez, the third pitcher used by Brad Mills today. McCutchen fouls it off. Third appearance for Lopez, who perhaps would like to work quickly now that the rain seems to be picking up. One and two to Andrew McCutchen. Catch with a base hit in the 4th inning. That's when the Pirates scored both of their runs. Led off with an infield single. McCutchen down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon. Other action going on this Labor Day Monday. Brought to you by the Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Cubs ahead of the Reds. Cardinals and Brewers early on in that game. Nationals beat the Dodgers 7-2. Rockies trailing the Diamondbacks. Giants and Padres. Derek Lee hits this one well to right field. Way back it goes. Caught. Home run, Derek Lee. His 4th with the Pirates. And it is 3-1.
Derek Lee certainly brings a different dimension to our lineup when he is in there.
He had 12 home runs with the Orioles, now 4 here with the Bucks. And that's his first home run not against the Cubs.
He got a fastball, looked like it was maybe outside half. Went with it, and even off the bat, there was no doubt that ball had plenty to get over the Clemente wall.
Like watching this guy hit.
I don't know if it's official, but you got to believe that Pirates would love to get Derek Lee to agree to come back next year. I'm sure they have made that known to him, or will be making it known to him.
Well, you have a team that is still fairly young, and oftentimes you need that veteran presence.
They tried to get Derek Lee this last offseason. Things didn't work out that way. Nice catch in the mud. Very wet, where Shuck had to go to get that ball. A little bit of a puddle, in fact, that looked like he had to get into there. Normally guys look at the wall. Looked like he looked down at the ground. See, what am I going to be running into? Will I be able to come to a stop? What's the footing like? Nice play. Standing water down in that corner.
A little challenging. It's almost hammer time. Ryan Domit, good afternoon. 3 for 3. A pair of doubles, a single, and a run batted in. 1-1. Shaking the water off the helmet. Domit to left field fairly deep. Shuck going back. He's at the track and backpedaling makes the catch. Domit gave it a ride, but the ballpark held it. But there was one that it wouldn't hold off the bat of Derek Lee, as he crushes one over the Clemente wall to give the Pirates a 3-1 edge heading to the 9th inning. It's hammer time. It's a free shirt Friday, and you'll want to have this one for sure. All fans get a Pirates t-shirt featuring the Hammer, Joel Hanrahan, courtesy of Edgar Snyder and Associates. Come to Federal Street before the game and enjoy live local music and festivities, including a beer garden during the Barrel Kia Block Party. For tickets, visit pirates.com/free shirt Friday. And the Hammer hopes to nail down his 35th save. He runs in between the raindrops.
Hope he doesn't rust.
Old Hanrahan coming on. 34 saves for him. He's
there's a new stat that I really I don't know how new it is. It's probably been around for a while.
What's that?
I'm not up on the whip number. There you see it. The whip walks, hits per innings pitched. Get it below 1, and you're doing a great job. You add up the walks, you add up the hits, and if that's below your innings pitched, you're as tough as they come, and that's what Hanrahan is now. He doesn't give up many hits, and he doesn't walk very many people. Just 13 walks for the entire season. That has been the excuse me. That's the big difference from Hanrahan now to say 3 or 4 years ago, like when he was a Washington National. He was a little on the wild side. Still had the great arm. He's harnessed that power now.
1-0 to Carlos Lee. That's 2-0. Hanrahan is tied for the 3rd highest single season total in team history since the save became an official stat in 1969. He's tied with Jim Gott, who in 1988 had 34 saves. Still trailing Jose Mesa, who is second with 43. Who accumulated that total in 2004. Mike Williams had 46 in 2002. 3-0 pitch in for a strike.
Joel's velocity is way down from where you normally would see it. I've seen a 92, a 92, and now a 93. I wonder if he has backed off that stride of his, trying to land the foot and not have it slide along the mud. Normally he is 96, 97, 98. We've even seen him throw 100 miles an hour at times. In the low 90s right now. I think he's backed off, just trying to find some footing.
Issues the leadoff walk to Carlos Lee. Brian Bogusevic steps in as the tying run. On top of the Pirate dugout.
But what you see on the dugout is also out there on that mound. And that's what the problem is. There's so much water that is soaking into that mound.
Johnson out to pinch run for Lee. Bogusevic fouls it back, and he is behind 0-2.
Take a look at that front foot. Does it slide at all, or does it land solid? Pretty good right there. Good and solid. And I think maybe he's backed off his velocity a little bit so he doesn't have that foot hitting and sliding.
Got him. Strike 3.
A breaking ball. See the ball dip down at the end, but also just 83-mile-an-hour. Hitters are all revved up. They're trying to hit that fastball, and then he throws something slow or anything. They're going to be way out in front most of the time.
Third baseman Jimmy Paredes. Base hit to left, and now the tying run is on. Johnson over to second base, and Paredes at first. And now Matt Downs will come up. Downs has been terrific as a pinch hitter. Downs has been excelling in this situation. Major League best 12 pinch hit RBIs. And he's tied for first in the majors with 3 pinch hit home runs. Hit .447 during the month of August. Tops in the majors for a month with a minimum of 35 at bats. He went 17 out of 38. Takes the ball.
How about the shot that just had of the on deck circle? Looks like around a watering hole in the Serengeti or something, doesn't it? You should see some zebras walking through there trying to get to the water. Lions watching them.
I had that exact same thought. Not really. But yeah, you're right. It looks a little different.
Watch again the front foot. How solid is it when it lands? Ooh, that's not a good one. That is so hard to have any consistency with your control when your front foot will not land in the same spot.
They're giving him an opportunity to try out the mound.
It was a zebra. No, it's a ball boy.
That's a,
so
yeah,
I thought it was a zebra stuck in the mud around the watering hole.
It's either nerves or it's very cold.
That's what happens when the tying run gets on.
And there's a looper into center field. That's a base hit. They will hold the runner at third. They've got him hung up at second, though. Pirates should get an out of this. And there is one out. And over to second base goes Downs.
Amazing. That is the perfect time to use that word. Amazing.
8-4-6 on this putout.
Where is he running? It's almost like he thinks he's the only guy out there. There's a runner at third base. Wow, what a blunder. What a blunder.
So a big mistake on the bases for Jimmy Paredes. And now the Astros down to their final out. However, they do have the tying run in scoring position. Jason Bourgeois will come out and pinch run at second base for Matt Downs.
Well, hopefully you can take advantage of that huge base running blunder. Look at the bases loaded, one out, tying run at second. How can you not know what the runner at third is doing before you try to go to third base? That is incredible to me.
1-0 pitch to Shuck. Up in the air to left. Presley underneath it, and this is going to do it. Save number 35 for Joel Hanrahan. Moves into third place by himself on the single season list for the Pirates. And he saves it for James McDonald, who gets his 9th win of the season. A 3-1 final score on a rainy afternoon on Labor Day.
Well, you got to hand it to anybody that had to go to that mound these last 3 or 4 innings. Conditions were very tough, not only for the starters the last couple innings they were out there, but the guys that came in from the bullpen, just to be able to plant that foot and throw a strike.
And the Pirates now with their 65th win of the season.
Hey, how about the grounds crew? Good job, guys.
Tip of the cap to the grounds crew today. That's going to do it for us. Pirates postgame comes up next.